Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the single crochet. This is the most basic crochet stitch and one of the first ones you should learn. So let's get started. To start a single crochet, we will create a slip knot and put our yarn on our hook. Now I'm going to move quickly through this part, so if you have never done that, I have other videos with detailed instructions on how to create a slip knot, how to chain. So I'm going to just chain a random number of stitches just to get started here. And then I will show you how to do a single crochet. To get a single crochet row going, once you have your foundation chain, you have your loop on your hook, your first loop from your hook, and your second loop from your hook right here. And we're going to crochet into that second loop. So you're going to insert your hook, and then you're going to yarn over. You're going to bring your finger with your yarn on it forward in front of your hook, and then slowly start to pull your hook and turn it a little towards your left hand so that it snags in the hook there nice and tight. You're going to pull it through that loop on the chain. Now you have two loops on your hook. You're going to control the stitches that are coming off of your hook with your middle finger and your thumb. And then you can use your pointer finger on your right hand to control where your loops are, control your hook, and you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to bring your yarn from behind and above down and around your hook. Pull your hook through both loops at the same time, and that is a single crochet. Let's do it again. So we're going to put our hook through the next top loop of our chain. We're going to pull our yarn from behind and above, down and in front of our hook. We're going to turn our hook a little bit towards our left hand so that we can snag it in the hook there. Pull it through just that one loop. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Bring our yarn from behind to the front. Turn our hook a little towards our left hand. Pull through both loops. That is 2 single crochets. Look for your next loop in your chain. Insert your hook. Bring your yarn from behind and above, down and around your hook. Turn your hook slightly to the left. Pull through that one loop. I like to loosen it up a little bit using this hand to straighten things out. We have 2 loops on our hook. Bring the yarn from behind forward, around, pull through both loops. 3 single crochets. You're going to be able to count your single crochets by looking on the top here. You see 2 V's on the top. There's actually 3 now. So 1, 2, 3. I have 3 single crochets. You can see the 3 V's on the top of my row. And I'm going to keep going. And then I will show you what to do when we get to the end of the row. Alright, so when you get to the end of the chain, you see I have 1 chain left. Insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. And then to turn your work and work back across to make a second row, we're going to chain 1. So you're going to pull your yarn from the back and above, just like with any other stitch. Yarn, that's called your yarn over. Pull through 1 loop, so that's a chain 1, and then you're going to turn your work around so that now you're working back through the stitches you just made. Now the chain 1 is so that it makes it the right height for just the short single crochet stitch. If you're doing taller stitches like a double crochet, your instructions in your pattern might instruct you to chain 2, and the taller the stitch, the more chains, and that is called the beginning chain of your row. So now as we chain or crochet back across, this time instead of crocheting into our chain, we'll be crocheting into stitches. And again, you can see each stitch by the V on top, and that's your top loop and your bottom loop, or your back loop and your front loop. And so you're going to insert your hook through underneath both of those loops. And then you're going to continue just as in previous rows. So you're going to bring your yarn up over the top from the back, grab it with your hook, turn your hook a little to the left, and pull through both those loops. Now you're going to yarn over again, turn your hook and pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and you have another single crochet. So let's do that again in our next stitch. There's our V, or front and back loop. You're going to insert your hook underneath both of those loops. We're going to yarn over from back to front, pull through, yarn over, pull from the back to the front, turn our hook, pull through both loops. And we're just going to do that all the way across. Now if you find that you have made an error, maybe you don't have the right number of stitches, or you've skipped a stitch, it's very easy to just pull it out, however many you need to. And again, for counting the stitches in your row, you're going to look for those V's on the top and count those. 1, 2, 3 stitches so far in my next row. So there you have it.